Hello everyone, this is Professor New at Rakchai Cold Storage. In this first episode, we will learn about safety measures in temperature-controlled warehouses and the safety of storing seafood products in these temperature-controlled environments, basically cold storage rooms. Workers must understand that each cold storage facility may have its unique characteristics. Therefore, one cannot overlook the potential dangers or accidents that can occur in cold storage, such as being trapped inside or refrigerant leaks. Another very important thing is the use of protective equipment and the various signs or warning labels present in the cold storage. These skills are essential and crucial for warehouse operators. Are you ready? If so, let's dive into episode 1. Let's go!
Operational skills in temperature-controlled warehouses. Episode 1: Operational safety for seafood temperature-controlled warehouses and safety in storing seafood products. Safety in temperature-controlled warehouses or cold storage rooms. Each temperature-controlled warehouse has different temperatures, some may be as low as -40 degrees Celsius. Potential dangers in such cold storage rooms include the following. Cold-related injuries. Frostbite. Frostbite occurs when the skin is exposed to extremely cold temperatures. Fingers, toes, nose, ears, and cheeks are the most common. Symptoms include loss of sensation in the affected area, skin turning pale or white, followed by blistering and swelling. If the affected area is not warmed in time, and exposed to the cold continuously, they might lose the tissue, fingers, or toes. Sudden heat loss or hypothermia. Hypothermia occurs when the body rapidly loses body heat below 35 degrees Celsius, which will various bodily functions and, if not treated promptly, can lead to cardiovascular and respiratory system failure, and potentially death. Accidents from refrigerant leaks. Temperature-controlled warehouses use various types of refrigerants to keep the places cold. All refrigerants are hazardous if they leak, posing serious health and safety risks to workers. Precautions and first aid for refrigerant leaks. For inhalation, move the patient to an area with good ventilation. Try to keep the patient calm to prevent hyperventilation, as this can worsen the situation due to the high amount of gas in the lungs. If the patient is not breathing, perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation by blowing air into their lungs to expel the gas. If the patient is having difficulty breathing, immediately administer oxygen. If an oxygen device is not available, use a cold, wet cloth to wipe the patient's face, then promptly contact a hospital for advanced preparation. Do not administer epinephrine or similar drugs typically used for treating severe allergic reactions, as these can increase the heart and respiration rate. If there is skin contact with the refrigerant, immediately wash the affected area with clean water continuously for at least 15 minutes, then take the patient to the hospital. If the refrigerant causes skin irritation, such as redness or burns, you can apply a warm, damp cloth to the affected area periodically. Accidental entrapment in cold storage rooms. Preventive measures to avoid trapping of workers or others in cold storage rooms. Only authorized personnel are allowed to enter the cold storage room. Place a warning sign at the entrance prohibiting unauthorized access. Ensure there is at least one unobstructed emergency exit, with clear and sufficient signage. Install an alarm system that allows trapped individuals to alert others outside the cold storage room. Ensure the system has a backup battery, with signs and alarms installed in appropriate locations. Emergency lighting should work with the backup battery system, and the safety equipment should be maintained and tested regularly. The staff must conduct a thorough check before locking the door. Communicate the potential dangers to all relevant personnel. Increased risk of accidents. If equipment or tools are damaged by the extremely cold environment, the risk of accidents increases. Working in a cold storage room. It is essential to assess and mitigate risks that could lead to unsafe working conditions in temperature-controlled warehouses. Working in low-temperature environments. Provide appropriate cold weather protective gear. Ensure that workers have protective equipment against extreme cold temperatures. Provide a rest area with normal temperature. Set up a break room with a room temperature and warm water. The duration of breaks should be based on the cold storage room temperature and the nature of the work. Ice or frost buildup must be removed every day to prevent hazards. Ensure that equipment used in cold storage is regularly checked and maintained to ensure it is in a safe condition. When purchasing equipment for cold storage works, select specialized, dedicated items, like pallets or shelving, and consult with suppliers for suitable options. Protective gear, signage, and safety signals in temperature-controlled warehouses. Personal protective equipment, PPE. Depends on the premise and work. Safety footwear. Used for working in factories, warehouses, or any tasks involving the use of hand tools, safety footwear provides comprehensive protection and can be categorized based on the nature of the work as follows. Electrical safety footwear. Designed to protect against electrical hazards, suitable for working with electricity. Steel toe safety footwear. Used to protect against impact injuries from falling heavy objects, compression from forklifts, and punctures from nails or sharp objects. Chemical-resistant safety footwear. Designed for the chemical environment, made from corrosion-resistant materials. Cold weather safety footwear. Used for work in extremely cold environments. Gloves. Safety gloves come in various types based on their purpose. The main types are cold-resistant gloves. The palm is waterproofed, ideal for exposure to cold environments. Heat-resistant gloves. Suitable for handling hot equipment or containers. Chemical-resistant rubber gloves designed for chemical-related works. Cut-resistant gloves. Ideal for handling sharp objects to prevent cuts and abrasions. Electrical safety gloves. Protect against electrical hazards when handling or touching electrified items. Fabric or knit gloves. Used for general item handling, material handling, can afford protection from minor injuries or grit. Safety helmets. Safety helmets are essential for working in warehouses where goods are stacked in multiple layers. They offer protection against injuries from falling equipment or objects during work. Back support belts. Back support belts are crucial safety equipment for lifting heavy objects. They help reduce the risk of back injuries by providing support and stability. Back pain can arise from lifting heavy items with improper technique. Without proper protection and repetitive strain, serious and chronic back injuries may occur. Cold protection clothing. Clothing for temperature-controlled warehouses should offer protection against low or high temperatures and moisture, such as temperature-protective clothing, durable gloves, and cold or heat protection hats, to maintain the proper temperature-controlled goods. Safety signage. No smoking signs. Warehouses typically has a variety of items, including chemicals or flammable materials. Smoking in these areas poses a significant fire risk, so it is crucial to display clear, no smoking signs to prevent potential fire hazards. Chemical hazard warning signs. Warehouses often store chemicals that may include strong acids, caustic substances, or flammable materials. It is essential to have chemical hazard warning signs to alert individuals to the presence of these dangerous substances and to ensure proper handling to prevent accidents and injuries. Do not enter signs. These signs indicate closed-off areas due to potential hazards, such as areas with operating machinery or chemical storage rooms. Often, do not enter signs are movable for flexibility in placing them in areas where work is being conducted. Please close the door signs. Allowing unauthorized individuals to enter the warehouse can lead to potential damage, theft, or safety hazards. Therefore, it is important to display "Please close the door" signs to ensure that doors are kept closed, maintaining security and safety within the warehouse. Instructional signs. Signs such as "Wear eye protection" or "Wear head protection" are essential in warehouses to remind employees to use personal protective equipment. These signs help reinforce safety practices and ensure that workers are aware of and adhere to necessary safety measures. Slippery floor signs. In warehouses, activities such as cleaning or handling cold items can result in wet or slippery floors. It is essential to place "Caution, slippery floor" signs to warn of these hazards and prevent accidents. High voltage warning signs. In warehouses where high voltage electrical systems are used, it is crucial to install high voltage warning signs at locations with high voltage wiring. These signs increase awareness and caution to prevent electrical accidents. Radiation hazard warning signs. Install these signs if radioactive materials are used in the warehouse. Hearing protection required signs. Use these signs in loud areas with equipment, such as from cutting equipment or machinery, to remind the workers to wear ear protection to prevent hearing damage. Caution flame hazard signs. Place these signs in warehouses where high-temperature processes, such as material melting, generate flames. They alert workers to the potential fire hazards and the need for caution to prevent injuries. Using a forklift. Since forklifts are easy to use and move quickly, employees may be careless and prone to accidents. Therefore, it is necessary to train employees and review the rules for using forklifts regularly to ensure that all employees who are responsible for driving can use forklifts efficiently and correctly. Other employees should also stay clear of the operating forklifts. Conveyor bridge usage. Around the conveyor belt, make sure that employees have appropriate safety equipment. Do not sit, stand, or walk on the conveyor belt. Do not leave items unorganized around the floor, or people might trip on them. In addition, the items should be placed appropriately, not too many, and not too heavy. Heavy lifting. Lifting heavy objects is a leading cause of injury in warehouses, so equipment used for heavy lifting should be clearly identified, such as back support belts or devices such as forklifts, pallet jacks, or hand lifts. Employees should also be trained in the correct posture for lifting heavy objects. Chemical hazards in the warehouse. There should be clear guidelines for storing chemicals, such as informing employees where chemicals are stored in the warehouse, training employees on the hazards of various chemicals, and having an appropriate management plan for unexpected incident. In addition, there should be a team that is knowledgeable about the storage, use, and prevention of hazards caused by chemicals. Dangers of item relocation. While moving items, whether by vehicle or by the staff themselves, accidents can occur for many reasons, whether dust on the walkway, slippery floors, or even disorganized storage, which can lead to accidents. Organizing goods in an orderly manner is a very important practice for safety in the warehouse. Entrepreneurs should emphasize the importance of this to all employees, or they can always train employees on the concept of 5S: sort, set in order, clean, hygiene, and create habits.
So, how was it? After exploring safety in episode 1, I hope you found it useful. I want to emphasize that episode 2 is equally important, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining us today, and see you next time.